Someone asked me back in season 2, does it make a difference that John Diggle isn't just a black superhero, but he was written as a black superhero? And I say, you're damn right.
What did playing Luke Cage mean to me? I think it was an opportunity to sort of reinvent the idea of the superhero, as it were, because we were sort of starting a reboot of everything. I think, there was a lag off or a gap between the superheroes that I grew up watching and then the ones that we presented on the Netflix package. Just more human, more approachable, someone people could relate to, someone that people could see walking down the street. And I think that's what fans responded to. So I think it set a standard of a different type of superhero, and hopefully one that's inspiring to young men, that has a little bit of credibility and dignity.
What has been the impact of War Machine for me? Well, this was a 10-year, 11-year actually, culmination of films that we've all done, and that's a long time to be doing that. My kids went from being in middle school to graduating college, over the span of me doing these movies. So it's a lot, and a lot of friendships and a lot of, relationships that we've found, and things like that have come out of it as a result.
I get to be Gravedigger, super-powered nemesis to Black Lightning. Come on, that's pretty awesome. The realization of a childhood dream to be superpowered, to be bigger and larger than life, to be able to play make-believe, and to do it on such an amazing show. It's probably one of the coolest things that I've done in my career, hands down.
Playing Diggle. Well, it's been the story of my career, really, and which is just fantastic. I mean, anytime you go to work and you're able to work with a character and with other actors and crew and writers and producers that you really enjoy working with, it's great, right? It's that old adage, find something you love, you never work a day in your life, and that's been my experience for 8 years.
It's meant the world. I think, first of all, to be trusted with such an iconic character, an iconic black superhero. There are not many, and so being able to play Vic Stone, aka Cyborg, has been a dream for me to not only live out my childhood, but also be trusted with such an opportunity to essentially fly a flag for a generation.
Playing the role of Dion in Raising Dion was a true delight because I got to travel. Acting was one of my best talents. I got to be the one who saved the day and let kids know that they can accomplish whatever they want. I was the one to inspire them and let them know that they can accomplish anything if they put their heart into it.
I think the earliest memory that I have of seeing a superhero that looked like me on TV was actually Teen Titans. Years ago when I was growing up, I used to watch Teen Titans, and seeing Vic Stone, aka Cyborg, as a cartoon, as a superhero, being black, was my personal first representation of seeing a black superhero. I think there's often not been many black superheroes talked about or given representation on television. So yeah, Vic, me and you go way back.
I've always wanted to play a superhero, especially because I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me growing up that were superheroes. Specifically females. There just weren't too many. I think the first time I saw one was probably Halle Berry when she played Storm. Yeah, because I remember thinking, I thought it was so cool when her eyes just went completely white. And I was probably in the mirror doing that as a kid, like trying to make my eyes go white. Because I just thought it was awesome. But I think the reason why I connected with her so much is because I could relate to her. And I could relate to the way that she looked. So it's really cool to potentially be that in some people's minds when you think, oh, black female superhero. Hopefully, I'll be one of the ones to come to mind in the future. And Nafisa will be one of the ones to come to mind.
I'm a child of the 80s, so I spent, my life in front of a television. It was my babysitter in a lot of instances. So obviously watching so many different shows, and when you're able to see yourself, able to see you represented, it was always, this is on, let's go watch this. But for me, when it comes to superhero, it was Mantis. I just took you back with that one, Mr. Carl Lumley. It was just like, wow, that was just a well done, well crafted, at least in my mind, television show where there's this black guy who was smart, brilliant, and a superhero. So it just for me, it just kind of changed things. And I was always a comic book geek. To kind of now be in this world where, John Diggle is a legitimate superhero, it's really an otherworldly experience for me for a lot of different reasons.
The first time I ever saw a superhero that looked like me was the original Black Lightning on the old Super Friends. Dun, 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 dun. The Hall of Justice. And Black Lightning, would come in. Hey, y'all, what's up? I got lightning. And then I think the second black superhero that I ever saw was Luke Cage, back in his shiny satin shirt with tiara and armlets tucked into tight/jeans and biker boots. Yeah, so needless to say, we've come a long way, baby.
My earliest memory would be Black Panther. He was so good in the movie. Michael B. Jordan, how he played Killmonger, he was a villain, but he was like the best villain I've ever seen because his passion and his acting, he is so passionate about how he plays the role.
There's a lot of new fans that I have that are under the age of 10 years old, which is kind of cool.
One of the most iconic things that I can remember is at Halloween and having a young guy basically DM me and show me his cosplay suit for Cyborg. And you know, there are many different interpretations of Vic Stone and of Cyborg, but he specifically wanted to play Vic Stone from the Doom Patrol and asked for my opinion on his cosplay outfit for him to go out to Halloween.
I never knew I had fans, and now I have lots of fans from all over the globe, and I'm just so excited. I love them. It just makes me so happy to make other people happy.
It's always cool to see people dressed up as you, because we've seen that at a couple of cons. My personal favorite is when I was at the airport, and this was actually before the show came out. They had given out a bunch of Black Lightning hats to us, and I put one on at the airport because my hair looked crazy, and this random dude walked up to me. He was like, "Yo, Black Lightning." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You know they're doing a live action show based on the comic book, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I heard." And my dad kind of gave me up. He kind of sold me out. He was like, "Yeah, she gonna be on it." And I was like, and the dude was like, "You know what?" He gave me a high five. He was like, "That's dope." And then he just walked off. It's my favorite fan interaction when it comes to the show, by far.
What's the most common thing? Hi, I love the show. You know, sorry the show is over. Is there gonna be a season 3? You know, all those questions that I don't have answers for.
The love that I've gotten online, people going, yeah. And then there's also been the other side of it. We can't see Wayne Brady playing Gravedigger. He's what? And then all of a sudden, they see it. Me just being a badass, flipping soldiers and using powers. So I've gotten a lot of love. Especially from the fanboy community, which I'm a fanboy, so I like that.
I would say for me, as a father, it's been those ones that have been, hey, this is the time I've been able to spend with my child, right? We have these bonding moments for an hour as we watch Arrow together, and then The Flash. So for me personally, those have been the most moving. But it's just been every single experience with all of the fans. No one guessed this, right, in 2012 when we first doing this, that we would be able to touch so many people. So, you know, it's been a great ride.
My favorite moment playing Vic so far would have to be day one of filming Doom Patrol. Getting into that suit, that super suit, which is made by a phenomenal super suits team. You know, getting into that and actually feeling what it felt like to be a superhero, and not only having it in the mind, but having the physical attribute of it as well, being in that suit, which is, yeah, a dream come true essentially.
I got to meet people. I got to make a lot of friends, and not only was it work, but it was fun at the same time because I love acting. For once, I actually got to see lots of people that look like me behind camera and on camera. My favorite off-screen memory would be when I got to meet Michael B. Jordan. I was just so excited. I was mind blown.
Like, my favorite part of the show, of filming the show, is anytime I have to fly. Anytime I have to be up on that apparatus and do my thing is always cool. And there was one part in the show where I got to fly up into space. It's still my favorite part to this day. I just got to absorb everything, all the energy and everything up there. Playing it was really fun, but then seeing it after the special effects were done was awesome.
I think it's important to have black superheroes and black villains because we need to normalize the fact that we exist on both ends of the spectrum. I think it's a disservice to just have black heroes because then we're trying to set up this unrealistic paradigm of trying to make these black people or black heroes appear godlike or super positive. That's not real life. The good, the bad, the light, the dark, the yin, the yang. You need black heroes, you need black villains because then it's the normal landscape of fiction, not a landscape that is skewed towards one race or another.
This wasn't a character that, you know, the breakdown came out and it was like Army vet and now in the private sector and, you know, Caucasian, and I came in and knocked the audition out of the park, and they're like, "Oh, he can be black," which happens a lot, right? Yeah. You go on auditions, and they may not have found their guy, and then they open it up to the Latins and the black guys, and let's see some different type of ethnicities, and then you kind of come in, and then it's like, oh yeah, well I guess this guy can be black, can he? It wasn't written that way. This guy was at all times and always a black superhero. I think that's important for the culture of our business, and it's important to our culture in this country, really, because it's been a long time coming.
The impact of it on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the impact of it out there in the world, I don't know. It remains to be seen. But, we'll see. I don't think anything's necessarily over until it's over. So it's still a story that's being written in some ways.